RNG tail tidy. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Basically, put some. This is what I'm most worried about, all of these cables. And then I've got the tail tidy itself in here. And then I've got the little light thing. I've got the smoky one. So it's going to be a big job.
So the first thing I'm doing here is I'm taking out the 3 bolts that are holding up the fairing kit from my shad panniers. And it's literally the same thing on the other side. So 3 bolts. Yeah, easy. Take them out. Take the fairing off. Alright, and we've got the 2 screws here that are holding the solo rack. This is a Kawasaki genuine solo rack. Only just recently got this one. But yeah, 2 screws, and you just can lift that off. Once that's off, then the seat just comes off. Easy. The next thing here is there are 2 bolts. You just undo both of those. And that whole plastic covering just pops straight off. And it's the same on the other side. Surprise, surprise. This little bolt here, it just holds this little section of metal. So yeah, it's easy. You just unscrew that. And you guessed it, same on the other side. So here we've got 2 bolts that are sort of underneath where the seat would go on either side there. And then there are 2 plastic rivets, one on each side. Just make sure you don't break them because you need them to go back in. They're like plastic, so once you've done all that, that whole back panel can just come straight off. It was so dirty underneath there, so I gave it a bit of a sweep. So now you just have to disconnect the wires. So there are 4 wires. There's the both indicators, and then the brake light, and then the number plate light. So you just unclip all of those. Once you've done that, there are 2 screws on either side. Or 2 bolts, I should say, on either side. Then I just took my number plate off, get that out the road. And there are 2 bolts that are directly behind that. And the number plate holder can just come off then. Then that whole dorky part can just come straight off. This little section here, I think there are 3 bolts on this part. Yeah, get rid of that.
Okay, here we go. I've got, I think I know, I don't know what I'm doing, but I think I'm doing a good job. Anyway, now it's time to just put it all back on.
So yeah, everything that I took off the bike, I pretty much just put it down on the ground here, and I matched up the nuts and bolts with the part of the bike that it came from.
Alright, here comes the interesting part, I guess. Bloody hell, this stuff here makes me nervous. All this crap. I don't really know about it.
Alright, this part's actually pretty easy. So this is the brake light, you just feed the wires through the black tubing that they give you. You just use the cover and you attach it to the number plate holder.
Check out how small these washers are. It's the cutest little washers ever. And the little nuts.
So you do need this part because you actually need to take your indicators out from the original tail section. So you just cut that zippy tie so that you can get access to the cable. So there's 2 screws. There's one on the inside and then there's one on the outside as well.
What the bloody hell? Yum. I'm gonna put that down.
So yeah, you just take those indicator cables out.
Check it out, guys. I was able to repair all the scratches on my car for less than $20. Lately, I started to notice how scratched up.
You don't need to worry about anything else on the original part, so you can say goodbye to that big dorky piece. So yeah, now you just feed through the indicator wires in through the tail tidy and you screw those babies on. They give you a little zippy tie there as well, so you can tie it up. Now's the fun part, you get to put it all back together. So there are 2 bolts, one on either side of this one, and then there's one on the top. So you just screw that into the existing holes.
Freaking hurt my thumb. Bloody hell. Okay, I'm all taped up. That freaking hurts so much. Oh my god. Okay, this is the part that I'm most worried about. These wires, I don't really know what I'm doing. I put these back in, the indicators. Yeah, so now I've got to figure out what I'm doing with this stuff.
Yeah, I really didn't know. So I asked my mate, Pommy Paul.
You'll kick yourself once you see how easy it is.
Yeah.
So what he's doing here in this part is attaching the male end to each of the wires so that he can attach them to the female end of the wire that they included in the box.
Love it. Alright, can you do the other 2? I did all this. I'll take credit. Alright, where's that other bit?
What did I do then?
Oh, yeah.
You're not using my silly Pommy accent in a video, are you?
Yeah. Love it.
Maybe I should put a posh accent on while I'm famous. Oh, look at that. Fits like a glove.
I hope it's that way. So now's the test, I guess, to see if it actually works. Works! What? And can you flick the indicators for me? Oh, this looks good. It looks awesome. So yeah. This is all my handiwork. Nah, I didn't know how to do it at all.
Well, you know how to do it next time.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, no.
I'm going to buy a roll of wire and a roll of connectors.
Just to practice. Nah, that's awesome. Thank you. All right, all tidied up. Looking pretty good. All right, now for the fun bit to put all that
At least you don't
back
want
on.
those.
Just make sure that you test it out first before you put all this back on, because you wouldn't want to take it all off because it doesn't work. So yeah, just check to make sure it works, and then good to go. Yeah, and if you're based in Australia, totally check out biker.com.au. They've got heaps and heaps and heaps of stuff, like panniers, tank bags, windshields, mirrors, exhaust, heaps of stuff. keep an eye out for more mods that I'm doing on my bike and just generally having fun. So yeah, thanks for watching, and stick around, you'll see some images of the finished product. Catch you on the next one. Bye!
Not bad. Go me. And you. I better own up to it. I may have forgotten 2 bolts. So this bolt here and this bolt here, but they're in now, so it doesn't matter.